Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Let's Play Dwarf Fortress. This is the Steam or Premium Edition, whichever you prefer. So we left off here just to kind of recap. Let's show what we got for Fortress. So up on the surface, we did put a bridge over our river or stream that we have going on here. So any Margans, traders, caravans, things like that can pass across. And then we just channeled down a little bit. Put our trade depot on the first level, and then started our main stairwell. Going down a level, we have our farm area where we're growing plump helmets, storing some of our seeds and plants, brewing some alcohol, which we actually had a mishap last episode where I might have forgotten to do that, even though I think I remarked about how dwarves are absolute alcoholics and need alcohol to survive more so than water. And then I forgot to brew alcohol, which was almost a pretty big disaster, but we survived. Going down a couple more levels, we have our main workshop level where we have some of our main industries. So some stoneworkers, some craft dwarfs, mechanics, woodburner, carpenter. On the top upper part, lower part has our metal industry where we have a whole bunch of smelters and our metal what's it called, metalsmith workshop, and then kind of flanking it around the outside, we have our bedrooms that we've set up. We're still gonna kit these out a little bit, make them a little more enjoyable. I think they're called like meager rooms right now, just because it's literally a hole with a bed. But we'll fix that in a little bit. We have our main stockpile, which is mostly serves as excess once we get some of our other stockpiles going. But mostly it's the furniture stockpile, as you can see here. But you can see some of the coffers and cabinets we're going to use for our bedrooms, just to make them a little more homey. We also had an issue, in addition to forgetting to make drinks. I had forgotten to make bins for quite a while, which I don't know what was going on. So some of this stuff is not put into bins yet. Like I have a bunch of mugs sitting around, which is going to be our main sort of industry. And a whole bunch of coke lying there as well, which we need to get sorted because we're going to run out of space real fast. So hopefully those bins will get created and things will start to get stored. We do have 16 dwarves, so we're still waiting on migrants, trying to get more hands here. But at least we have a few extra doing some of this storing work, hopefully. Scrolling down, we have another workshop level we haven't quite worked, set up yet, but we're gonna do that in the near future. Probably not immediately, but sometime soon. We got our dining room setup. We have a sort of generic, all-encompassing temple here that goes for all the gods. Hospital zone we set up just in case. Hopefully nothing happens too soon because we are not ready. And then this level down here is going to be our sort of dedicated temples. So our individual gods will be assigned to each temple here. These are probably too big, or at least bigger than they need to be, but I kind of like it. I hope that if there's sometimes temples you get a request, like a petition, to make your temple a more legit, for lack of a better word, and you have to increase the value of the room. So by making it a little bit bigger than it has to be, that makes that process easier rather than having to like upgrade it later and dig out more and all that stuff. I hope this is kind of a long-term kind of move here, and I saves me time later on. And that's basically it. We have a little bit more stairwell, and then it kind of stops. So one of the things I really want to work on as soon as possible, if we look at our stocks here and click on bars, and I sort of minimize all these, you get a quick sort of summary of all the bars we have going on. So a little bit of silver, some copper, a little bit of platinum, some lead, and then the last two would be coke and charcoal, which are sort of the fuel source that we're going to use for a while until we find magma. But yeah, we have a ton of fuel right now. So I'm going to go ahead and I think I just set this to be like a just repeated job. Just if we find lignite or bituminous coal, just burn it. And that's what we were doing. I think I'm going to stop that now just to feed up some of the smelters. And I'm hoping what I can do here is I can find some iron bearing ore and start smelting that, get some pig iron going, and then get our steel industry going as soon as possible because I really want to start a military once we get maybe another one or two migrant waves depending on the size of them, and that way we can start training our military, start setting up our defenses. That's kind of the next step. So really get the iron/steel industry going and then setting up our defenses. So that's what we're going to start off with here. So going down the central mine shaft that we have, I'm just going to go to the bottom and let's dig out a little further. There's a few more levels. See what we can find here. I'm going to go ahead and unpause and let that start going. Again, we have a whole bunch of digging going on here. on this level. Well, there should be at least, but I think there's a whole lot of other jobs going on if I take a look at some of my jobs here. So drinking, digging, so we do have some digging going on. A couple people with no job, which is interesting. I probably need to make some picks. Again, you know, I could probably make some copper picks or something like that just to get a few more hands on it. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and queue that up. Hold on, I want to check real quick. What do we have for our bars again? I already forget. I can make a silver. I'll do copper. Let's do a copper pick. So go here to our job orders, and we'll do a forge copper pick. And let's say, I don't know, let's just do like 2. And we'll just do a one-time order with that. I don't need to keep them coming. And hopefully a few more people can join in the digging. In fact, actually, I think I have this set to only selected. Do I want to pick someone else? Farmers, armorer, a woodcutter, maybe like a random fish dissector. Like we don't need that. In fact, let's do 2 of them. Enabled to do it. They'll do anything else as well. These 2 guys will only mine. These 2 will mine. They're allowed to mine, as opposed to everybody else that doesn't have that little icon for the pickaxe. But if there's no mining, they'll do other stuff too, or if there's something higher priority. So hopefully when those picks get made, they'll start helping us sort of strike the earth here and see what we can find. While we're doing that, let's go ahead and start adding to our bedrooms. So I'm going to add a bunch of coffers, as many as we have, and hopefully those will get queued up to get placed sooner rather than later. I'll jump over here. Oh, no, that's all we got. And then also cabinets, and it looks a little wonky the way they place. It doesn't matter how you place them. They can be up against a wall like this. It looks like they can't access it. They absolutely can. So don't worry about that. And we'll get these in the same rooms here just so we start getting some happier thoughts. Yep, that should be it. We do have our craft dwarf is making masterpiece mugs, which is great for our economy. I'll save going here. It looks like it's winter now. Yep. So yeah, masterpiece limestone mugs. That's great. We're making a lot of money off those when we trade them. It makes when you trade with your dwarven civilization, you know, the more excess profit that they make, the more migrants you're gonna have show up. But it also can help with trading with other civilizations. Just, you know, getting more access to more varied materials, pets, animals, you know, things that can give happy thoughts to people. You know, you can set up a zoo in your tavern, things like that. So you want to make sure you're doing that. Plus, it's good to have around. People like, you know, the dwarves like seeing the high quality materials. So, you know, if we get high quality doors, high quality beds, high quality tables, all that helps. So we're seeing a lot of that. Hit limonite, which is iron bearing, so that kind of helps us there. So let's go see where that is. What do we have here? Tetrahedrite, limonite. All right, I'm gonna set a dig order here. I'm gonna click auto, which will auto mine this vein, and just select that, and they will come and dig all of this. There's some more lignite. I might go ahead and auto mine that as well. Just one more here. Just want to make sure I get. So that'll give us more fuel here, and then you can see if I click on eliminate, it is an ore of iron. So I can start smelting that pretty much right now. There's more lignite. I'll probably just queue all this up. This would be like one of those levels you use for like mining, not necessarily building anything in here. So that's good. So we have iron. That's awesome. And depending on how big, yeah, that's not the biggest vein in the world. I'm actually going to just dig kind of like up here and see what we can find if we see any more. Sometimes digging this lignite as well, like it'll open up a new vein of the limonite as well. So let's see if we can find any here. Doesn't look like there's much. I'm gonna go down a little bit. What do we have? Siltstone, more lignite down here, more tetrahedrite, bunch of jet. Jet is awesome when you build workshops out of jet. It's like very, very nice looking. But 2 minutes coal, which will again help us with more fuel. I want to see what else we got over here once they start digging. I probably should. I'm just gonna set this to like priority 5. Just so they'll do the other digging first. Again, I kind of am looking more for exploratory things, seeing what kind of veins we have access to, what we can find. So this is pretty good. We have a little more lignite here, or a little more limonite, and And then lignite up here. Let's see if it opens anything up. Nothing yet. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and queue up then to start smelting this. So we're going to smelt limonite. Again, I've kind of... the only thing I really altered was I tried to make everything any repeatable job only do like about 2. That way I kind of realized if you... hold on, let me set this to like, I don't know, if we have less than, I don't know, 30? If you have a job, like for example, my mugs, I set it to like a job of 50, you know, make 50 rock mugs. I think it's as long as we have less than 2,000, which is, this part's fine because that's just the upper limit. And I just want them constantly just firing out mugs as much as possible. But if they will not stop until they make all 50, unless there's some sort of catastrophic emergency or whatever, and that can create a lot of negative thoughts like, oh, I haven't been able to pray, haven't been able to hang out in a tavern, whatever. So if you do these smaller jobs, they'll make 2, see if they need anything. If not, then they'll keep going, which is a little bit more ideal of a situation. So I went ahead and altered that. I don't really do more than 2 now for anything like that. So they should start grabbing this and smelting it, and they should be digging down a little bit more. So we had the tetrahedrite there, we had a jet area. They have not dug this out yet. All right, are they going back? Oh, they're down here. All right, good. More. Keep going. All right, that's good. All right, so I'm pleased with that. Let's go up and see if they have started smelting here. Let's see where the job is. There's tetrahedrite, which I did set up to do. So they got the limonite one here with the same one with the lignite. More limonite there. So again, they'll use however many workshops, you know, they feel is appropriate, which is fine with me. I just want to start getting that iron going, because once we get a little bit of iron and we have that fuel source, what we can do is we can make pig iron. And let me see if it's even available. I like to just check here. It shows you what you have. So I can make pig iron because I do have fluxstone, which I think for me was limestone. Yeah, it's my primary fluxstone here. So so I can make pig iron. So I'm going to go ahead and set up a job for that as well. I don't think it's smelt. Go type in pig. Let's see what happens. All right, make, of course, make pig iron. Again, I'm going to go down to 2, and I want to make sure that we have. Oops. I'm going to pick up tires available is if it's less than, yeah, okay. Less than, let's go with 30. Go with 30. We'll see if that works. So I'll definitely have 30 bars. And then once we get some pig iron, some iron, and some fuel, we can start smelting. Making steel bars. Which we want for our military. We can start making all of our weapons, all of our armor out of steel. I do think I might make silver warhammers. I believe there's some sort of positive thing there. So that's what we'll go with. Let's see. Okay, we are starting this. I'm going to start putting in doors here. And I'll just kind of start from the stairwell out on this top level. And then the bottom. Go this way. Alright, that gets a few there. And I also like to, I kind of like fancying these up. So let me see what we had. I know we had a little bit of silver. What do I want? Bars. 24 bars, 30. Yeah, see the silver, I think it's only a 20% chance when you smelt tetrahedrite that you get a silver bar or 2 out of it, whereas copper is guaranteed. So you can see the ratio there, mostly copper. I'd rather have a little more silver, obviously. We have a little bit of platinum, but not enough. We'll see if we run into more of that. I think I'm going to make some, I'll just make them out of copper, I think. I think copper is going to be my like generic. If it doesn't need to be steel or something super fancy, I'll just make it out of copper. And what I'll do is make some copper altars here, and that'll, again, help kind of build up the value. The other thing they need, and I'm not going to do it yet, but the other thing they need is coffers in here to store instruments and things like that. So I'll probably add a coffer in each one as well. But I want to first fill that in for our bedrooms, which I'm going to go ahead and check and see how many we have left here. So I'm putting these by the beds. All right, perfect. Do it down here and here. Do we have any more? I do wish it kind of said, hey, you have like 4 left. It's just like a I don't know, weird anxiety thinking. Like, do I have another one? Can I place another one? Can I place another one? Not knowing when it's gonna stop. And the disappointment when it does stop. We should have roughly the same amount, which is nice. Yeah, so it stops there. So good. That's actually, they're making them pretty quick, which is nice. So that means we're like pretty much constantly working on it, which is what I want. So that's good. So we got our temples. Let's see if we had anything down here we wanted to grab. Ooh, that kept going and going. What do we got here? Tetrahedrite. Don't care about any of this. All right. This is the bituminous coal we saw with the siltstone. And kind of the same thing here, just gypsum though. Let's go ahead and just dig a little exploratory kind of 3x3 wide tunnel here. I'm gonna set this back to 4. I'll leave it at 5, but just so I don't keep building at 5. Don't see much happening. Gems. About it for that. I am going to go ahead and just like auto mine the bituminous there, just so we have a little bit more. I haven't set up a work order to burn that, but I will at some point. And I'm gonna do one more exploratory kind of tunnel up here. Oops. That's what I meant. I think this is what, gypsum? Yeah, gypsum you could use to make like powders and things. I think you need it to make like, is it casts? I don't know, something for like broken bones. I don't know. I could be totally making that up. But it is like it does have like a little different icon. Let's see, yeah, plaster powder. But you can also use it for furniture, building things. Here's dolomite. Dolomite, I think, different ore sort of non-economic ores. Sort of, oh no, these are economic. That's I knew it for something. Yeah, pig iron. Okay, so we can make pig iron out of that too, which is pretty cool. Looking up at the surface, we have a few animals here. We're mostly gonna slaughter these as we need them, for the, what are they called? The special moods, strange mood. When we need it. We do have some wood still kicking around up here, so I'm not gonna go ahead and worry about cutting down any more trees right now. We have our bedrooms going. I do want to build walls. I do want more. I have some clay stones sitting around. Go down just a little bit. All right, I'm just gonna like do a big kind of square this out. And this will hopefully get me more of this sort of non-economic stone, because I do want to build I want to wall off the surface area a little bit. And that way I just don't feel so worried, exposed, I guess would be the word. All right, so I've got doors here. I'm going to, let's check my stocks one more time. I want to see how much copper I had. Okay, I got 100 dead now, so I'm going to go ahead and start making those copper altars. And I have like, I don't know, give me like, well, I guess I'll be smart about it. All right, we'll do 2, and I'll do a condition. Copper altars is less than, yeah, I don't know. Let's go lower, actually. Let's go like, yeah, let's do 5. That way it'll go up to 6, and then we'll give it some leeway, breathing room to make something else while I'm still placing them. I know we need more than that, but if I queue them all up, like I said, people will not stop until they've finished that order. The other thing I want to do here is I want to dig out a section here, and it looks like I don't have a good middle place. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so I'm going to do a 2 wide here. Symmetry is everything. Just enough for, 2 workshops up here. So just enough to have 2 workshops here. I'm gonna move my still here and also set up a kitchen so we can start making some prepared meals. And I'm just gonna kind of make a nice big area for a stockpile as well. I may add a third one, another still eventually. I'm not going to do it now, so I'm not going to keep it up. But that's why it's there, and I'll door this off and actually set up an access point for the stockpile as well, so people can come here. Hopefully there'll be mugs stored here, come in, grab their drink or meals, and then go sit and enjoy. And these guys will be kind of filling it up as it goes. So that's kind of the setup I like to go with there. Over here, I'm probably long term going to put some bedrooms, like rentable rooms for the inn/tavern, and that way some of the visitors and whatnot can hang out there and have a place to stay and store their stuff, and be happy. I know the Monster Slayer guys that show up, that are like adventurers or whatever, that will sometimes try to stay with your fort, are not like wonderful, but they are nice, sort of like, hey, you go into cavern and you go get killed instead of my military. So I don't really mind that. Let me just door this off if I can. All right. So that'll be sort of where we're gonna move our oops, scrolling way too fast. Our still from up here. We're also gonna kind of move some of these stockpiles down there, and that'll free up this area for a plot, another farm plot, and I'll put pigtails to grow here. That'll start our clothing industry, which will be super nice. Again, you know, clothes do eventually break down. It's nice to have new clothes, things like that. It also keeps people busy. You know, you can make, I believe it's pigtail wine, I think. So does many good things. So we're gonna kind of move away from here. Sounds like there is a snowstorm, and there is. Super nice seeing little snow spatterings all around. So yeah, I do want to wall this off. I could probably start. I'm gonna select material. I just want to make sure. I think I want it. I want it like, oh, there's a tree here. I gotta cut that tree down. Let's do that first. And you kind of want trees on the other side, just sort of like the ones that are close by to be chopped down, or like just on the outside of your walls. Because invaders can see, like here, like they could totally climb up this tree, possibly jump across here, and then boom, they're inside my walls. So if you want to chop those down, it's actually not just like a visual thing, or oh, it's annoying, it's in my way. You need to do it, you know, just to keep invaders out. So do this one, and I'll probably go to like, yeah. So I'll just cut these 3 just because, and I'll just kind of go with that. So we'll wait for that to happen. Then we'll build the walls and set that up. Actually, you know what? I'm going to look. I'm just going to start kind of planning it out a little bit. Construct wall. Oh, yeah, it's kind of annoying. What do I want to build out of? Oh, actually, you know what? Before I do this, I got a better idea. I'm going to start making blocks. So let's do rock blocks. And I'm going to set it to, again, just do like 2, but we're going to have a bunch of them. So amount of rock blocks is less than, let's go with like 25. I want to make a bunch. And the nice thing about blocks is you can build walls out of stone, sort of the stones, but it takes 1 stone to make 1 segment of wall. If you make blocks, 1 stone makes 4 blocks, and you can also build walls out of blocks. So you basically can build, you know, you can quadruple the amount of material you can build using just 1 rock. So I do like to do that. Do I still have a zone here? I do, and I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that because I believe we have other zones, but I believe our dining room should count as a zone. Could not find path. How could you not find a path? Sometimes this happens. I'm going to clear the designations here. And I'm also going to clear on the next level up if this ever happens to you where they just won't cut a tree. Sometimes, I don't know if it's like user error or it's a bug or something, but if you designate a tree on the 2nd level to be cut, it and then designate it on the actual bottom level, it will just bug out and they will not cut it down. They like won't figure it out. And I don't know how it happens, but it does happen sometimes. So I'm just gonna make sure none of those are set to be cut. I'm gonna try this again and let's see if it actually works, because it is annoying. I think that's all of the ones I wanted. So we'll just kind of leave it like that. See if we get any more of these. I'm going to close out these errors and see what happens. Yeah, we have a pretty big snowstorm. It's not going to make anyone happy to be out here and cutting trees, but deal with it. Deal with it. Alright, they're making blocks, which is good. Let's see if they can path their way out now. I'm not getting any errors, which is good, but I'm also not seeing them cut any trees, which is making me unsure of what's going on. Let's see here. The miners have no job. I'm gonna leave it like that. I don't care. Did I? No, it should be fine. Let's set woodcutter. There's like one of them. He's confident. I'll set him to only do wood cutting. Let's see what happens here. Big armed. Oh, there he goes. All right, so he's cutting these. So we'll see if we get any errors. So he is actually cutting. We confirmed that. And I wanted to. I keep losing my train of thought here. I wanted to build more of our bedroom things. Get them out a little bit. These go next to the bed. Oh, whoops. Closest material, because we don't care, because they're already made. Should have almost enough. Yeah, we have enough. Excellent. See here, the cabinets actually look like they're facing the right way, which is like nice. Just again, completely unnecessary. There's no rotation that I know of. If there is, please let me know. Let's see. Need tetrahedrite. All right, we're out of tetrahedrite, which is fine. All right, so our bedrooms are set up. Looks like all of them should have everything they need. So that's great. We should get like happier and happier thoughts for that. They mined this out, which is great. So let's start moving this stuff. We should get some like cancellation errors here. So what I want is like make this one kind of big. We'll do it like this. What I want here, I'm gonna click food and then custom. And what I want is pretty much everything. I don't want plants to be stored here. I want drinks. I don't want seeds to be stored here. I don't want fruits or leaves to be stored here. Yeah, I'll put them in the next one. I don't want unprepared fish. Not like that's a thing. It can cause issues. I also don't want the miscellaneous because I don't want lye. I don't know if they fixed the issues with that, but a bucket of lye can break this game sometimes. So I do want prepared meals, anything that they can eat, meat, fish, eggs, drink, of course. And everything else, I could probably like forbid these. I'm just going to leave them just so I have a place to go just in case I mess something up somewhere. So that's good for that one. And then what we're going to do is we're going to build another one right here. And this one will have, again, food, custom. Let me turn everything off here. All I want here is plants that they can brew and fruits and leaves that they can brew. And I think that's everything I want. This has syrup, we don't care about that. This is milk, we don't care about that. And that's stored elsewhere. So I think that's all we want here. So that way we have what we need to brew our drinks right across sort of the way. So that'll set that up pretty nicely. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to build my other still here. So we're going to go to farming still. And then I'm also going to build a kitchen just right here. And we can start, if we want to, we can start making some meals, which I think I am. I did look through a couple of dwarves earlier and they were complaining that they hadn't eaten like a meal. So I'm probably going to start queuing that up in a minute. I'm going to let them first start hauling everything down here. But actually I need to go delete those other stockpiles, which I will do now. So just click on them and delete. And I'll leave the seed one here. A, I don't need the space, and B, this is where I'm going to be planting things, so I want the seeds stockpile like right there. Which is why I did not allow seeds in the other stockpile. And this is obviously way big enough. I only have 2 barrels worth of seeds right now. This should be seed barrel. Let's see. This has pigtail seeds. And this is supposed to have plump helmet spawn. I'm probably getting close to being out of it if I'm not already. Which is why there's nothing there. So we got some plants still sitting around. And you should see them start to bring stuff down here once some hauling jobs get queued up. So the other thing I want to do is let's place a few of our temple things. So we want to build furniture, and it's called an offering place, or the hotkey of P. And I'll kind of do it the same way I did with the doors, so I'll just do kind of one right at the end of the way. And we'll go up. We are in spring, made it through winter. Those 16 dwarves, they are getting happier and happier. You notice I have no one below sort of that neutral face of like 5 there, so they're sort of like, I'm okay, which is good. A lot of times kids will be kind of upset, and I think that's mostly due to the fact that kids now will haul, and a lot of times there's so many hauling jobs that they just never stop hauling, and they don't really have any way to meet their needs. So plus, you know, being a kid is tough, I guess, especially in, you know, a dwarven world. So we're going to finish up placing these temples here, and then what we'll do next episode is actually start setting up the temples, dedicating each one to a specific god, and that way we can start getting our dwarves even happier. So put some coffers in there just so we have them, and I don't have to worry about it. Oh, there we go. Alright, that'll do it for this episode. We'll see you next time. We should be getting our temples up and running, and then our steel industry should be alive and kicking, and we should start being able to make some weapons and armor, and hopefully get our first squad training. So thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time.